Hello. If you're doing everything, leading, building, striving, but your body is begging for help, you are in the right place. Hey, I'm Dr. Holly Donahue, New Hampshire board certified naturopathic doctor and the root cause expert, helping high performers, leaders, and goal oriented individuals to actually heal from burnout, hormone crashes, and fear of aging naturally. That is about me, and I want to welcome each and every one of you here today. Wired but tired, the hormonal truth behind burnout, brain fog, and fatigue. Where are you dropping in today? Because if you found me, we know that there's a challenge going on for you around the truth about you really, you're wired but tired. So let me know where you're popping in from. I would love to know. Share with me in the chat because really I want to connect with each and every one of you. And this is what's important to me. This is why I show up on Friday afternoon at 3:00 when my week is complete and I get to connect with each and every one of you. Yeah, it's so great to see you. So let's just go ahead and dive right in. Let me ask you a question. Do you truly feel like you're doing everything right, but it's still off? You're still not feeling energized. You are struggling with getting up in the morning. And it's just like, you're like, it's just not me. And we can look at aging, we can look at menopause, but let's just talk about it. So, if you drop tired in the chat, if you feel wired but exhausted, drop tired in the chat if you feel wired but exhausted. I want to know which one you are. Drop a mind, the word mind, not drop a mind. That came out wrong. Sorry. If your mind races at night, but your body feels drained, like you go to bed at night and you're going to reenact everything that happened that day because that's just who you are and your mind is racing. I want you to meet a patient of mine. We're going to call her Emily because of HIPAA purposes, right? So I'm going to call her Emily. She's 41. She's a successful VP at a marketing firm, which is a high pressure deadline job, right? She is a mama of two beautiful teenage girls, a go-getter, and on paper, she has it all together. And everybody around her can see like Emily is the go-to, right? She can answer all the questions, she can show up. Look, she's got herself together. Look at everything she has. Look at who she is. She's energetic. She just comes across with such positive connection. I'm pausing because when Emily walked into my clinic, she broke down in tears. She wasn't feeling herself. She didn't feel like the way everybody said she was. She was a good listener, but inside she felt like she was just listening because she didn't know what to do. Her life was not together, not even close. How many of you have had that experience? So she said to me, Dr. Donahue, I am exhausted. I can't sleep. I wake up at 3 a.m. and my heart is racing. I feel like I'm in a panic, kind of like anxiety. And I cannot shut my brain off. This is so apparent these days. Then she went on to saying what makes her physically not feel good, that she sees when she looks in the mirror is she's gaining weight around my belly and I haven't changed a thing. I can't focus like I used to, and I really cry at random things. And coffee and sugar, like simple carbohydrates, are the only things that are getting me through. She tried everything. She couldn't figure it out. She ran harder. She slept with a CPAP. She went and had a sleep analysis. She thought she had sleep apnea. She took melatonin. She took sleep support that a friend of hers had given her, but nothing was working Because this is what I want to share with you. The root issue wasn't just sleep. It wasn't even just her hormones that everybody talks about. It was her nervous system. She was pushing her body so hard. It was completely dysregulated. Her cortisol, when we took it, it was dropped in the morning. It was almost like flatlined, and then it crashed even lower around 2 to 3 p.m. when you should have a little bit of a spike. Remember, our cortisol is here when we wake up. It starts to drop off. Around 2 to 4 p.m., we have a little blip. Then melatonin kicks in. I just want to go over it with you because I do this on each video, so those that you see it kind of understand the cortisol curve. She completely crashed in the afternoon. Then we looked at her estrogen and progesterone, and they were out of sync. Her body was stuck in this survival mode. I looked in her eyes and I said to her, Emily, your body is screaming for you to slow down. And no one has taught you how. Nobody's discussed this with you. Guess what happened in that moment? It brought tears to her eyes. Not because she was weak, but because for the first time, someone listened. Someone understood what she was going through, and they could relate because they've heard the story before. Since that time, we have worked together to calm her system, to really balance her hormones and reset her circadian rhythm. And the beautiful part is she's sleeping again. And I will say it didn't happen in a month or 2 months. I think it actually took us a good 6 or 7 months, but each time she slept a little bit more. So now I believe she's getting 5 to 6 hours of sleep, but when she came to me, she was lucky if she got an hour. Her energy is returning, and she feels like she can focus like better than she has in years, because when we don't sleep, our cognition and brain fog is real. This is not just Emily's story. It might be your story. It's a story of hundreds and thousands of women and men out there that are pushing. You keep pushing through burnout and not knowing there's a better way. If that's me in the chat, drop me. I want to say this loud and clear. If this is you, you are not broken. You are burnt out. Your body is tired. Your nervous system is on overdrive. There is a huge difference, right? What's really going on? Let's talk about that. The body under stress, the nervous system plus your hormonal response. So it's this stress loop. You have this fight or flight response. Your body thinks it needs to run away from that saber-toothed tiger, or your body thinks that you're in a stressful loop. This is chronic stress. Your hypothalamus tells your pituitary, tells your adrenals to release more release more cortisol. That's the HPA axis. This chronic stress, this chronic loop is causing challenges, and it's exhausting you. So when we talk about cortisol, we just talked about the curve earlier. We're talking about with high cortisol, you get insomnia. You get the belly fat around the center, right underneath the rib cage. You get cravings and brain fog, right? That's with high cortisol, your cortisol constantly pushing. This was Emily and so many of you. Pull back. Start to wind down. So let's talk about what is a dysregulated nervous system, Dr. Donahue. That means that you have your autonomic nervous system. You have the parasympathetic, which is the breathing, the rest, the digest, the peace, the connection, the calmness, the yin, or you have the overstimulated. This is what we're talking about here. This is a sympathetic state. You're pushing, you're driving, you can't relax, you can't repair, you can't digest. Over here, you digest. Over here, your body's thinking it's stressed out all the time. When you're in the parasympathetic, you're in the healing, you're in the quiet. But this is really rarely kicking in for you because you're in that sympathetic state. What begins to happen when you have high cortisol, high stress? Your estrogen progesterone levels become that ratio that we're looking at, they become irregular. If you're still cycling, we're looking towards PMS, irritability, anxiousness, anger, right? Right before your cycle, right before the estrogen kicks in. That's when the bleed happens. That's day one. The progesterone is at the end of the cycle. You can get fatigue, anxiety, restlessness. That's when that ratio is off. Then what we start to see with high cortisol, because remember, all of your backbone, your vitamin D and your cholesterol are going towards cortisol, right? Everything's going towards that fight or flight, that push, that drive, that burnout. It can't go to these other hormones like testosterone. When your testosterone begins to get low, which is what Emily's case was here when we looked at her hormonal profile, she has low drive, low sex drive, poor recovery, and she can't really build muscle. She starts to feel weaker and not as strong. And then what happens with insulin? The weight gain, the sugar cravings, the energy crashes. So what I want you to think about is imagine your body is in this high-speed car race with no brakes. It's just going and your brakes don't work. The cortisol cuts your brake lines and your nervous system gets stuck on go. Even when you know you're exhausted, it doesn't know how to stop. Our modern day life does not support hormone harmony. You have to figure that out by working with me and hearing like, relax, be connected to your way of being, connect to who you are, listen to your gut, do less, be more. This is what my patients hear. This is part of healing. It's not a medicine, it's not another herb, it's not another supplement. Yes, those are indicated, but it's also eating good quality food. This constant pressure, this push through is leading to burnout patterns. What do many people do when they start to feel like they are gaining weight and they're getting out of the control and they're in that like car with no brakes? You begin to over exercise. You begin to undereat because you're gaining weight. You start skipping meals. You no longer food plan. You have like more caffeine, a lot less sleep. That's why the sleep kicks in here, like decreased sleep. And then the biggest key is you don't have any downtime for yourself. You're not planning anything that's joyful because you're just trying to get through. So there's no time for you to emotionally release because you got stuck in this burnout pattern. So many women and men that I work with have achieved so much, but they never step back and look at what they achieved because they keep going. They feel like they're unraveling from the inside by the time they get to me and they say, "You are my last resort." And then I say to them, your body's screaming, but no one has taught you to listen to it because you believe the more you go, the more you push that goal-oriented, the more you're going to succeed. But your body's like, hey, slow down. I can't keep going. Right? This is so many individuals. I cannot believe the people that come to my clinic that are not sleeping and they're wired and tired. Let's talk about warning signs that your body is giving you, right? So drop these in the chat if you're actually experiencing this, because I want to engage with you. As I say it, you could say me so I can follow you. Are you experiencing difficulty falling asleep or staying asleep? Just type me in the chat. For those of you that are on live, if you're not on live, let me know. Drop it in the comments so my team we can respond to it. Are you crashing in the afternoon? Like you can't get through the day? Are you feeling like you can't focus and concentrate like you used to? You're feeling anxious and irritable. Are you gaining weight and you're like, where is this coming from? Because I'm doing everything right. Do you have low libido or poor recovery from workouts? The body's not sabotaging you, it's protecting you. So here's what I want to talk about that you can start doing right now. And ask me questions in the chat if you have any. Here's 5 ways. And I always say to you, you can't do all 5. So pick 1 or 2 and commit to it after this live. Write it down for yourself. Put it on a sticky on your computer or on your board. I have a board in front of me. You don't need a million supplements to get started. You can ground your healing into simple, powerful shifts like right now. So within 30 minutes of waking, what do we want to do? We want to stabilize our blood sugar. We want to prevent our cortisol from spiking or, quite honestly, low levels. How do we do that? We eat within 30 minutes of waking. So we're eating a protein and a healthy fat. Maybe you want a hard-boiled egg, chia pudding, or almond butter. If you do okay with dairy, you could have like an omelet with veggies and some cheese in it. Doesn't matter, but make sure you have a protein and a fat. That's your first suggestion. Or this is a really easy one because you don't have to prepare anything. Start a 4-7-8 breathing practice. This will help you re-regulate your nervous system. So that's breathing in for 4, holding for 7, breathing 8 for 4, and do it again. Or you could do 4-4-4-4, which we've talked about, box breathing. But breathe into your abdomen. What does this do? This helps you re-regulate your nervous system. It helps you go from that sympathetic state, that push, push, drive, and it swings your body into a parasympathetic healing. You know when I have patients do this? Right before they eat their meal or right before bedtime. Cut sugar out after 3 p.m. This reduces your insulin surges that disrupt your sleep. Right? So make sure that you're not eating a tremendous amount of sugar before bed. Get morning sunlight. Reset your circadian rhythm and boost your melatonin and cortisol rhythm. Get outside for 10 to 15 minutes without sunglasses on and look at the sun. No, it's not going to hurt you. That is natural for your circadian rhythm. By 8 p.m. or 2 to 3 hours before bed, shut off your screens. This will help you reboot your body's natural sleep cues. This allows your melatonin to raise naturally. Maybe journal, maybe do some breath work before bed, maybe do a meditation prayer. Some of my patients like to read a physical book, but make sure it's not a thriller that will keep you up. So what I want to say to you in closing here, those of you that are on with me live, what you're feeling just isn't stress. It's your whole body's crying for balance. And here's the truth. Balance is possible. What is 1 or 2 steps I invite you right now that you can commit to? That you can commit to so that you can start your healing journey right now. Because you deserve to feel calmer and in control a clearer mind, and your healing starts the moment you stop ignoring that your body is talking to you and crying out for help, right? That is when you really start to heal. If this live was so great and you're like, I've got so much out of this, but I want to dig deeper and I just don't know where to find you, I have an amazing program called Pocket Doc. I just put it in the lower portion and it's going through the stream right now. Join pocketdoc.com. What is that, Dr. Donahue? It's helping you get to the root cause. It is membership private audio-based wellness program where I send you small weekly healing audios on Mondays and Fridays. These are guides to help you apply naturopathic healing in real life. And patients have gotten, or should I say, clients have gotten so much out of it. I talk about the systems and the gut health and insomnia and cardiovascular disease and inflammation. And it's been helping them by starting to remove sugar and create brain clarity. So I'm teaching you how your body and systems really work, and that if you make small shifts, it's going to make a big impact. It's really like having me in your pocket every week. And you know what else is super fun? I go live twice a month, the first and third Tuesday at 1 p.m. every month. And then people show up and ask me questions. So if you want to dig deeper and you want to learn more and you're just tired, wired and tired of just being tired, I encourage you to look at this Pocket Doc where I can 100% support you. And you have a community of other like-minded individuals that are interested in natural healing and wellness that support you. They each support each other. And the community is in there to like help you. What better could you ask for? Right? So please share this video and share with other people that there's answers to all of you that are leaders, high performers, executives, like goal-oriented, that can start to naturally heal. And you don't have to struggle with insomnia anymore. There's an answer to regulate your nervous system. I hope you all have an amazing weekend and join me on my YouTube and other channels for other messages that can help support you on your healing journey. Have a beautiful rest of your day.